it to watch all those young guys go in there and perform the way they did?
It was awesome. I think just kind of seeing different people do really well was like something that I was really excited about. You know, you just go against each other for the last like month or so in camp, and so it was nice to see some new faces out there doing really well against another team. So it was exciting to watch.
Grant, you've got to work with Lee the last couple seasons. Where's the biggest growth for him heading into this year?
You know, Lee's always been a really good player. You know, he does his job. He's always going to do his job. I think if I were to pinpoint one thing that he's improved at is just making plays after the catch, like you guys saw on Saturday. You know, when I saw him catch that ball, I was like, oh yeah, good gain by Lee, and it's like, oh, he broke a tackle. Broke another tackle, and I was like, wow, he might score. So, you know, it was really exciting. I was really pumped on the sideline for him, seeing all his hard work pay off.
How has Kyler handled this preseason with the competition, and then you see him out here Saturday? How do you feel like he performed?
I think he did a great job. Seeing him in camp, I mean, he was just Kyler to me, really. He didn't really, I don't think he really thought too much about competing. I think he was more concerned about just doing his job, and I think it really played out for him well on Saturday. I think he did his assignments pretty well, from my knowledge.
Quantify his leadership capabilities out there in the huddle or on the field, maybe on the sideline, communicating with you guys and with the coaching staff?
Yeah, just any mid-game adjustments. He was kind of out there helping us out. He was really good with his signal calling. I know sometimes in the heat of the game you can kind of get lazy with it, make it hard for receivers to see what play you're calling, but I just felt like he was really on top of it. He was calm back there. He didn't seem too nervous. For me, it was pretty easy to adjust to him.
They call him Beastly. I guess Bobby and Kyler were calling it. They said they called him Beastly all through high school. When you're working out with him or you see it in practice, do you see his overall athletic ability that they're talking about? Just they said he's just a freak. Is that noticeable?
Yeah, he's a freak. Yeah, I would say he's a freak athlete. He's really strong in the weight room. He's obviously fast. He can break tackles. I mean, I think Beastly is a pretty good nickname for him.
What was it like for you to see guys like Robinson make his first catch, Drake Stoops make their first catch, and also seeing Nick Vasquin play again?
It was great. I was really happy for Nick to see him go out there, especially because I mean, I've gotten closer with Nick as I've gotten here, and it was really tough to see him go down, not only once but again with the same injury. So it was really cool for me to see him out there. I know he works really hard, and so it was nice to see him go out there and do his thing a little bit. It was good to see Drake and Jalen do so well too. I've gotten closer with Drake as camp's gone through, and you know, he's a hard worker, he's a competitor, and I'm glad that he had a good first game.
Grant, any extra level of excitement this week for you as a California guy to face UCLA?
Yeah, it's something that, you know, it's been on the schedule for a while, and I've kind of looked at. I never really was a UCLA fan. I didn't really dislike them or anything, but being all the way out here and being able to play a team from back home is really cool, I think. I know a ton of players on the team. I played with Rick Wade. He's one of their better D linemen, and so I'm really excited to go out there and play some of those guys.
Were you ever interested in them, or did they factor at all into your recruitment?
I mean, they recruited me a little bit, but honestly, no schools from California really showed much interest in me. So that's also in the back of my head a little bit. So yeah, I'm really excited to go out there on Saturday and play those guys.
Because the rest of I mean, you guys got a lot of California guys on the team.
Yeah.
Have you all talked about just kind of circling this game on the schedule?
We haven't really, but I know I've talked to Buki a little bit about it. He knows Darnay pretty well, one of their DBs, and so I know he's excited for it because he's around that area more than I am. He's around more LA, so I'm sure he's really fired up for the game too.
Greg, given the circumstances with Austin, how do you feel like he's handling things so far with his injury on Saturday?
I haven't seen a lot of Austin. I mean, obviously he was. I saw him in the locker room after the game. He's pretty, upset. You know, he was limping around a little bit, but I don't really know the extent of the injury. I'm sure when he finds out, he'll probably let me know. But you know, it's tough to see him go down, given he's worked so hard this whole off season and throughout camp. So you know, I just hope he gets better quickly.
You're a big guy who catches passes on the sidelines. You run fast. You got to keep your head on a swivel here because the sidelines are so tight.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even really think about that, but you know, watching the film, their equipment was pretty close to the field. I think they probably could have pushed it back more, but at the same time, our sidelines are really tight, and I think it's probably something that we as a team, as our receiving core especially, probably need to be aware of when we're getting close to that sideline.
Get your thoughts on both Tanner Mordecai and Tanner Schaefer.
I think they did well. I saw, I mean, Schaefer's one of my best friends. He's my roommate, so it was nice to see him go out there. I know he's, you know, with AK, with his uncertainty, I'm sure he's getting more ready to go this week. And Mordecai did well too. He threw a few nice balls. One to Michael, pretty nice ball. It was good to see him go out there as a young guy and get some experience.
Were you able to catch many passes in the preseason from those guys?
Yeah. All the quarterbacks rotate in practice, so I've caught balls from all those guys really, in routes on air and pat and go and things like that. So, yeah, I've caught balls from basically all of them, and I was happy for them to go out there and do their thing.
So that was what we saw out there was what you've been seeing previously, right?
Oh yeah. It was I mean, I wasn't surprised. It was just nice for me to see all their hard work pay off, if that makes sense.
Any more questions for Grant?